unfortunately, nothing really...
Do you just want to press?
I'm just gonna press, yeah. Nothing really stands out, but I know that that picture is gonna be the thing I have to use for evidence now. Or I just press everything again.
Hold it!
Big Bang? By which presumably you mean the gunshot? I sell these little things, don't I? How would I know what a gunshot sounds like? But I've always thought it probably sounds a bit like this, doesn't it? And you say that you heard the noise almost as soon as you saw the defendant here enter the building? That's right. It was almost straight away. Bang, it went. Just like that. One could say, Big Bang. Well, he's the Reaper, ain't he? It's what the French call a fait... What the fuck? Fait accompli. When the Reaper's around, people are going in the ground. I mean, that's what he does, isn't it? I think we get the message. The Reaper couldn't allow the inspector to leave after he discovered his secret hideaway. There can be no clear motive for the crime. Yes. Nappies. It's certainly an eminently credible motive. Great. And at that point, you ran inside. Is that correct? Seems to me that I am stupid. So when Gossip ran to see what had happened, did you go too? Well, me, I'm a bit hampered, see. All these signs are that I can't move very well. You were way behind, presumably, with that sandwich board around your neck and that big sign in your hand. What a great burden you bear. Pardon me for asking, Mr. Sandwich, but is it possible you and I have met before? I'm not anybody, me. The signs are what make me who I am now. I sign, therefore I am.
I'm pretty sure.
So, you weren't employed as an omnibus driver just under a year ago then?
Times are tough.
I might be mistaken, but I believe this trembling has intensified, Mr. Naruto. Yes, I agree. He's clearly been through a lot. Or he's just really cold. Hot, actual hose.
Turned on King Henry Street and the Black Widow's arms is just there.
Oh dear, you've made him hide behind this sandwich. Life is full of surprises.
Hold it!
So then you were the first person to arrive on the scene, is that right? That I was. Kicked the door open like a professional I did, and I yelled, "What's going off here?" It's supposed to be on here. Anyway, Lord Van Zieks claims all he heard was a man scream, though. And it wasn't. And was it dark inside the room? No, not dark at all. There were candles burning on the wall. Really? And there was a fella collapsed on the floor. Just between us, it's the first thing I noticed when I got inside. Ah, I see. Even though Lord Van Zieks claims not to have seen any such lights on the wall. Next thing I noticed was someone standing right beside the body. The accused, Barrick Van Zieks. That's right, the pale-faced Reaper himself. I was a little shocked, I won't deny it, but I'm no lily-livered coward. I stood my ground and gave the Reaper a cold, hard stare myself. Oh, Beppo's got something.
Excuse me.
Beppo!
Excuse me, Beppo.
Do you have something to add, Mr. Beppo?
It is sandwich now. There's really nothing to me. Empty in the head I am. Just 2 slices with no middle. So I don't know what you could want with me.
I think that maybe you just remembered something. Having heard Mr. Gossip's last statement, I mean.
What I think is, we're all nothings really. We try to dress ourselves up as something else, but at the end of the day, we're all just street sandwiches.
It's enough out of you, sandwich. Keep your trap. What the fuck? Keep your trap shut now. Unless you want us to make you into a real sandwich.
Oh, when he saw the Reaper, he fell clean over on his backside.
That's it? Oh, you rotten beggar. I told you to keep that a secret.
He screamed, he did. Screamed and scrambled on all fours. That's all I wanted to say.
Mr. Gossip, is this true? Are you a bitch? The floor was dead slippery, that's why. Planted my hand in a filthy pool of blood, didn't I? Yuck. What? A pool of blood? Well, listen here, even when I was sprawled on the floor, I still kept giving that Reaper a cold hard stare, and don't you forget it. Did you just say you got blood on your hand? Yep. Happens to the best of us at times, doesn't it? So scared, so I slipped over. We can keep it just between us, can't we? Hey, no, Mr. Gossip, I'm gonna have to ask you to add that to information in your formal testimony. Yeah, if I must. The witness will amend his testimony to include the aforementioned blood at once. Slipped and got blood on my hand, so I quickly wiped it off on the floor. Swoop, swoop, swoop. Alright, so there's definitely something here, isn't there? You wiped your hand on the floor? Yep. It wants blood on his hand, eh? Horrible stuff, and they might have thought I'd done it. No ta. You didn't think that might be a problem. Does it really matter if I left a few grubby handprints on the floor? They'll get cleaned up in the end, won't they? Don't make such a fuss. That's a message of all of us. Something wrong, Capsule? I need to change my undies. My lord, I don't remember anything in the report about a bloody handprint on the floor, that's all. Don't come at me with all that. You can't intimidate me. I know what I did. I wiped it off on the floor, the blood. I wonder, could that be what happened? Mr. Naruto? I don't have all the answers yet. Oops. But I think we may have just uncovered a vital clue. So, that being the case,
thing was on the floor, someone picked it up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm thinking there's a secret, like, entrance to this.
Yeah. I'm really wondering. There's a lot here that I don't understand. Wait, did I just press this statement? Yeah. I did. Okay.
Objection!
Hello. So you wiped off the blood from your hand on the floor of the room. Are you quite sure about that? Well, what else do you expect me to have done, eh? Does it really matter?
Objection!
The police found no such handprint on the floor during their investigations.
The police are morons and miss things all the time.
Flashback to the scene of all the policemen. Oh, boss, I'm so sad I can't do any investigating. If you listen, you'll find out, Prosecutor Asogi. That's my name. Certainly there was no bloody handprint found. On the floor. What are you trying to say? There was a handprint in blood left very clearly at the scene. On the back of this notice board. Oh, yes, indeed. Indisputably a handprint in the distinctive color of blood. Oh, you're dead right. It's my right hand. I know it anywhere. Hot actual hero.
Objection!
The witness very definitely testified that he wiped his hand on the floor. Any handprints on the back of the board are irrelevant.
Objection!
Are they, though? Not if the board itself had fallen over onto the floor. In that case, it's quite possible for the witness's handprint to have ended up there. Just look at the floor plan of the room. The notice board was in the opposite corner of the room to the victim, in an upright position. Even if it had somehow been toppled, it was lying on the floor at the time. It would have been a considerable distance from the body. I fell over when I came across the body, so I was basically right next to the corpse, not on the other side of the room. Well, that creates a conundrum then, because the Reaper was right in front of the corpse.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, the defense's assertion is contradictory. Yes, it is. What? There's a very definite contradiction here, for which there must be a reason. I take it you've formulated a proper hypothesis, counsel. Regarding this apparent discrepancy between the witness's account and the handprint found on the scene? I have, my lord. I have, my lord? The discrepancy between the witness's accounts and the location of the handprint is explained by... nothing!
False testimony.
Probably. The board moving. Another handprint! Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's false testimony. But the witness claims to have wiped his bloody hand on the floor, yet no sign of that remains at the scene. The simplest explanation is that the witness is
Objection.
lying. Just because it's the simplest explanation doesn't make it the correct one. Ryunosuke Naruto. Ah. Positing perjury simply because it suits you. You bring shame on your Japanese heritage. Ah!
Oh, it was the wrong one.
Yeah, that was the wrong one. That's a good thing I saved then.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the board moved then.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not the other one. Another handprint! Then where is the handprint?
On Gregson's ass.
Gregson's ass, because where else? The real contradiction here is the handprint itself, not where it was found. As the court can see, it's upside down. Good gracious, he's naked! If the witness has put his hand against the board, the fingers should be pointing uppies. What does that tell us? It tells us one simple fact. When this handprint was made, the board must have been lying on the floor as I previously suggested, which means that after the incident, it must have been moved. What?
Objection!
You're claiming that somebody moved the notice board after the shooting. Then tell the court who!
I don't
I
fucking
don't know that yet, but the point is that it was moved. When you consider all the testimony we have heard so far, we can now be very clear on one point. And that would be the position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord. So, counsel, I must ask you to clarify your assertion for the court. Where? At the time of the incident, where do you maintain the notice board was situated? Probably like right here.
Take that!
Meh! Immediately adjacent to the doorway. If the court would think back to the testimony given by the defendant earlier. He said that when he entered the room, it was dark, and he couldn't see the body. Boy, ick! If the notice board had been here, the body would have been completely hidden from view. And the light from the candles would have been blocked, making the room appear darker.
Objection!
But the accused also claims that the victim's body simply appeared before him. That's true. Or, in his precise words, Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. I don't know about calling it a scream, but he was talking about me and no mistake. Yeah, so... Oh, okay, so... Suddenly, everything kind of makes more sense now. So if the board was blocking the light...
Mm-hmm.
Then when the door opened, it would have just simply been knocked over. He would have walked in. And if we think, yeah, I mean, like we got to think about the positionings here because that is important for our. Because I guess he probably would have been like right next to it. The gun was kind of over here-ish, so it makes sense that you know, if he opens the door and he said he went directly for the desk, so he probably would have been like right here, still probably not able to see
everything that's going on.
Yeah, but then when the door opens, the board gets knocked over, light from the candles appears, and the body. All it is just Van Zeek's not being super attentive to his surroundings.
It's Van Zeek's, you're an idiot!
You're a prosecutor, man! Because it was me that kept the door open. If you look again at the floor plan, as I just explained, consider what would happen if the door to the room was thrown open with force! Boom! That can't. The door struck the notice board, knocking it over, and making the victim's body visible. Good gravy! My client has told nothing but the truth. He has simply described what he saw. Ugh! Order! Order! Counsel, how has this not come to light before now? After the incident, somebody must have righted the board and moved it into the position where the police, myself, and my colleagues saw it when investigating the room. Oh, hold on. It was very quick, but the stool, one of the, not the legs, but the support beams underneath was broken. I wonder if that'll be important. Witness, what do you have to say for yourself? What? Me, my lord? You and your fellows were there at the scene before anybody else. It goes without saying that you must know something about the position of the notice board. Witnesses in the stand will testify again. You will each explain exactly what you did upon arriving at the scene of the crime. Stop looking over your glasses at me. I get the message.
Have to go through this again?
Same people, but different testimony. I don't know anything about their notice board. I just swipe my hand on it, that's all. Don't look at me. I haven't got a clue about it. I was doing business with some second years at the time.
I'm Beppo. I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a bystander, me. Just a sign at the crossroads.
Beppo put it back up because he lost his job and someone paid him.
He was that Reaper, I bet. He's got a face that seems bored. I am bored of these fucking conversation.
Okay, I can't see how this changes anything anyway. The detective still died when we heard the gunshot.
That's a contradiction waiting to happen, but I don't think that's something that's going to be revealed just yet. So none of you can elaborate further. So where do we go from here? Shaken by the crime they witnessed, and with only the light of a few candles and an oil lamp by which to see. We can't expect these witnesses to be able to give a more precise account of what happened. That's right, yeah. It don't pay to expect too much.
His man simply quest for knowledge that's destroying the world. That's what I think.
Do you? Really? In any case, as this testimony shows, even if the notice board was moved by somebody following the incident, it makes no difference. When the gunshot rang out, the accused was the only person at the scene. In short, the only person who could possibly have committed this crime is Barrick Van Zeeks. None of this wrangling over the board changes that simple fact.
Quite so, quite so. Does the defense still wish to cross-examine the witnesses, despite the circumstances?
Yes!
Very well. Then you may proceed with your fruitless endeavor.
I think they're cooled off enough. Now I can put the...
Cinnamon icing.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know anything about... Yeah. Did you
I'm
forget?
high. I don't know if I'll be able to make it jack down.
How long are we going? I think I'll be okay with stopping here and starting the cross-examination next time.
Okay, we can do that tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do that tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm so...
No, that's alright.
Beppo! Sandwich!
Alright. Thank you for joining for side-by-side plays. I'm Shikuquaza.
And this has been the Raiders Eternity 2!